a woman. Fight like a man, matter of fact. Don't pinch me. Don't pull my hair. Don't bite me. Throw punches. What's up, guys? It's JayAnMaelahni here, aka Miss Royalty, aka JayAn. If you're new to this safe and wonderful place, welcome. And if you're not new, you're back again for another video, period. First off, I know it's been a minute. We seriously have to do a sit down and do a story time. It has been a rough couple 2 years. It has been a very depressing 2 years, and I just really haven't been on social media like that for real, especially YouTube. But I will do a whole video on that. First off, some really good news. I got a Sony camera to vlog. I got the Sony Z1F. I got it literally 2 days ago. And yeah, so I actually have a story time for y'all today. So we're gonna do a story time about how my roommate tried to kill me and we fought. And police were involved, drugs were involved, and everything under the sun while I do my makeup. So let's get started. So I don't know if some of y'all know, or if you follow me on like other social media, I moved in to my first like apartment after my college dorm in 2022. And I moved in with this girl named Leia. She's one of my friends. This is not the roommate we're talking about. And we were real cool. Love her. Still friends. And we're about to hang out soon, hopefully. But, you know, she ended up having to leave when our lease ended, or before our lease ended, because she needed to move back home. No fault to her or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna find someone else to move in with me. This is the primary use. And so we lived in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, living room, and washer and dryer and kitchen, everything. We have everything. It's a really nice apartment, actually. Nice apartment, actually. And so the girl that ended up moving in after my friend Leia, she was something else. She was something else. So we were like online friends. I think we met through like Bumble or something. And so we had been following each other and like messaging each other for like a good couple months at this point. And so she was telling me about how she needed a place to live, and I was like, hey, like, I'm looking for a roommate soon, because my roommate is planning on moving out, and like, I would, consider you. And so we're talking, I'm getting to know her, trying to get to know like what she like, what type of job she has, she's lived in an apartment before, rules that I have in my apartment, rules that she would want, temperature, things like that, to see, if we were compatible as roommates. And, from what it seemed like, she was straight, like, she had a job, all this stuff. I was like, okay, cool. So we thought about moving into somewhere new. So we started touring places together. So I was getting to know her, stuff like that. She seemed like a cool person. Like, I had no issue with her. I mean, like, I wouldn't say we were like, we would be best of friends, but she seemed cool. Like, I didn't have any qualms with her. Okay, base, period. And so the story is something else. So we decided, and she didn't have really bad, she had not great credit. So we decided to stay in the apartment complex that we are currently at, which was fine. I didn't hate it. And so we stayed, and so she moved in. Cool. I told her, when she moves in, she has to pay first month's rent before she can move in. I feel like that's reasonable. I didn't ask for a deposit. I didn't ask for anything else. I just asked for first month's rent. Wrong concealer. And so actually, I didn't even ask her for full rent. Like, I asked her for half because my previous roommate had paid for like the half of the month that she was there. Like, I feel like it's pretty reasonable. And so that was the goal, right? And then so that weekend that she asked that she was supposed to move in, she asked me if I could help her, and I told her, you know, I can't, like I have to work, like whatever. So she's supposed to move in on a Sunday. She goes, I'm just gonna end up staying at this Airbnb one night since you can't help me, so I have to wait for my boyfriend to come and help me. I was like, okay. Mind you, she's 5 minutes away from my apartment, or the apartment she's about to move into. So why can't you just not take an Uber? Instead of paying $200 an extra night for an Airbnb, take a $10 Uber, come down the street. You barely have any things. So she says, not my monkey, not my circus. So I was like, okay, whatever. So next day rolls around, she moves in, she settles in, yada, yada, yada. And so like a couple of days go by and I'm like, hey, like, you know, you still haven't paid me first month's rent or half of your first month's rent. And she's like, oh, well, I ended up using that money to stay in the Airbnb an extra night. I was like, what are you talking about? You only had to pay like $400. Why? She's like, well, you told me you couldn't help me move and I had no one to help me. I said, you told me you had 2 bags. Why could you not take an Airbnb? Now rent is late. And so she was trying to blame me for me not having rent money, or for her not having the rent money, as if I ever promised her that I would be helping her move in. I told her, if I can, I can. If I can't, I can't. I can't. I had work. And so she's sitting here blaming me. And so I said, okay, well, I need it by the end of the week. So you're going to have to figure it out. And so it was a whole thing. And so that's when our issues began. Old girl told me she had a job. Old girl did not have a job. She had already moved in, by the way. And like the week after, she told me that she was looking for a job because she has stress. I'm not saying stress seizures or anything. She has stress seizures and working makes her stressed out. I was like, mind you, I work in the medical field. Mind you, I have friends with epilepsy, seizures, stress seizures. Okay. So here's another red flag. So one day we were talking and you know, I had told her I have anxiety and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, I have really bad anxiety too, and bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder. I was like, oh my God, like I have the same thing, like, you know, childhood trauma. And she proceeds to tell me, she's like, have you ever thought about trying ketamine? And I was like, mind you, I work in the medical field. Ketamine? Ketamine? She's like, yeah, ketamine. She's like, I take it for my anxiety. I said, prescribed? She was like, no. Girl. I was like, no. She's like, well, if you ever want to try some, let me know. You know, I can get you some and, you know, we could take it together. No. No. Absolutely not. And so I told her that. And so then she was like, oh, like, you know, have you ever thought about trying shrooms? And I was like, oh, I thought about trying, like, I thought about it, like, I've wanted to try it. I mean, everybody tries something, or some people, I don't know, whatever. And I was like, but I don't think I'm in the right mindset. I heard that you have to be in the right mindset, and I'm not there, and I just don't want to put myself in a worse mindset, you know, by taking shrooms. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. This girl was pressing me to try drugs on a weekly basis, if not daily, okay? I mean, oh, you should try it. Oh, my friend's over and we're gonna do ketamine and shrooms in my bedroom if you wanna join. No. Mind you, she got money for drugs, but rent was late every month. And so she got this job as I'm like all over the place. But she got this job as like a travel agent, and then she was like, if you ever think about working from home, like I can refer you. I said, yeah, like just give me the information, I'll look into it and I'll see if I want to apply. So she gave me the information, and it's a whole pyramid scheme. The whole point of the job is her recruiting people. And so I was like, no, like I don't, like I read that this is a pyramid scheme. It's not for me. The whole point of this job is like really just recruiting people. Why is my wig lifting? Randomly, it wasn't lifting when I started. Anyways, ignore that. And so, you know, I'm over it at this point. Mind you, we lived together from mid-February, March to May. That's how short that was. So every month that she was late for rent, you know, I'd pay my rent. I've never been late on rent before until I started living with her. I'd pay rent. She would be like, oh, you know, work is slow. It's about to be summertime. Travel agents, I know their money is booming right now. What do you mean? She's like, work is slow. I haven't been paid yet. Da da da. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. Figure it out, because rent is due. Right? Rent is due. And we literally, when I tell you every month, we were literally on the point of eviction because her half was never paid. Mind you, she was only paying $800. $800 for the master bedroom. And she couldn't even hold up to that. So it was to the point, like, she was selling her nudes. She was calling her family members and her friends to borrow money, but it got to a point where she was saying that she would pay them back and she never did. And so they stopped letting her borrow money. And it was bad. And so I remember this one time, y'all. We were literally going to be evicted that Monday morning, or the eviction process was going to start. You know, late fee, so they already did like a $200 late fee. Eviction fee is $500. Mind you, I had already paid, so I kept telling her every month that she was late, I'm not paying the late fee, and I'm not paying the eviction fee if it comes to that, because I've paid my half and I've been paying my bills on time. So she, there was one time, I think this is like maybe April, Monday we were supposed to be getting evicted, and I was sleeping peacefully. I was. And so I was sleeping, and then my phone kept blowing up, and I was like, who is calling me? So I didn't know the number, so I ignored the call, because who are you and why are you calling me? And so and I went back to sleep. I turned my ringer off. Why did 15 minutes later this girl busted into my bedroom while I'm sleeping butt naked? Mind you, like, one of my rules is do not come into my room uninvited, and do not come to my side of the house, and do not touch my stuff. That's like a major thing for me. I don't like people touching my stuff. I don't like people in my side of the apartment or using my bathroom. None of that. And so she busted into my bedroom at 8 o'clock in the morning while I was sleeping, scared the life out of me and the dogs. And she's like, oh, my grandmother is calling you. Why is your grandmother calling me? Because she's trying to help me with the rent, and she doesn't want to send the money to me. She wants to send it to you. I was like, bruh. So her grandmother calls me again, and I answer the phone. And so basically, from what it seems like, she told her grandmother that it was both of us that were late on rent. And I corrected her. I said, no, ma'am. Mrs. Grandma. Your granddaughter is late on rent. I am not late on rent. I said, I've paid all my bills already. I've paid the electricity, light, and my half of the internet. There is nothing that I have to pay. Everything is hers. She was like, oh, wow, like, that's not what she told me. I said, ma'am, she's late on rent every single month. Every bill is like, she's late on, and it's getting really frustrating. She's like, I understand how frustrating that could be. And I was like, yeah, get your granddaughter to get a job. Stop using her seizures as an excuse. She has medication. Get a low stress job. No, she don't want to do that. And so it's just been, you know. So her grandmother sends me the money, and now I have to get up and go to Kroger to go get a money order so that I can pay the rent, so, you know, we're not getting evicted. And so it's just been like that, like her telling her family members that, you know, I'm, you know, raising rent on her, I'm charging her extra, when I'm literally consistently sending her screenshots of the bills every month so she knows how much the half is. And like her boyfriend was also living with us, and it just was like a mess. Like, she was really abusive towards her boyfriend. When I say abusive, I mean hitting him. She's hitting him. They're screaming at each other all times of the night. You can literally hear them getting physical, like being slammed into walls and stuff. Like, it was a nightmare. It was definitely a nightmare. And, you know, I had to have like multiple conversations with the both of them. Like, hey, like, this is really triggering to me. I'll talk about it in another video, but I was in an abusive relationship last year, and it was triggering to me. On top of that, my pit bull has trauma, and he was getting scared and like shivering in a corner. Like this is traumatizing for everyone involved, everyone who lived here. And so, you know, we were constantly having conversations. She's like, well, no, you know, he's doing this to me. And like her boyfriend was like, no, like, this is what's going on, with proof and everything. And so like, excuse me, sinus infection. Her boyfriend would be like, oh, you know, Lily told me, that's her name, Lily told me that, you know, you're upcharging her. And I was like, I'm not. And I sent her screenshots of all of our bills, how much I've paid, how much I told her she needed to pay. And like, he was paying some of her bills because I literally was telling her, like, I'm gonna have to find a new roommate, you're gonna have to find someone else to live, yada yada yada. This is cute for someone who just did this in 5 minutes. And so it was a whole thing. And so I wouldn't say me and her boyfriend were close. We were very cordial. But like, I guess she tried to talk to me about issues going on with her and her boyfriend. And he tried to talk to me about issues going on between them. And I really just did not care, because it was none of my business. If you say anything about my wig, you're entitled. But it was really none of my business, and I did not care at all. But they involved me in it, and I hated it. But so like, it was just a lot of like, she was constantly lying, telling people like I was charging her extra and I was threatening to kick her out, stuff like that. Whole time we're like on the verge of eviction every single month. It was really frustrating. And on top of that, for someone who was dealing with stuff like health stuff, personal stuff going on at home, it was just really stressful and annoying to have to run after this girl like she was my kid. And she would be like, you know, I really want to be your friend, but I just feel like you don't like me, and I feel like you think, like, you talk to me like I'm a child and all this stuff. And I was like, Lily, I don't want to be friends with someone who can't handle any sense of responsibility. Like, she's like, well, I didn't have a good home life and I had to get out. I said, yeah, you had to get out, but you are ruining my credit history, my housing history, and all that, because you can't get yourself together because you don't want to get a job. Even her boyfriend is like, she could get a job, she just doesn't want one. She keeps using her seizures as an excuse, but she doesn't get them often. And then like, she'll try to make me feel bad and manipulate me. She's like, oh, you know, I haven't been able to get rent money because I had a seizure yesterday. Sorry, babe, I don't care. Because guess what? The government doesn't care. The housing office does not care if you seized because rent is late. They don't care. It got to a point, like, I'm very close to the leasing office. So, excuse me. So I was letting them know what was going on, like, in the house and stuff like that. And like, they knew about the drugs. They knew about all that stuff. Like, it was something. So they were very... Of course my camera died. I can't remember where I left off. I think I said... Oh, so it was really close to leasing, and so they knew what was going on. So they, you know, were a little bit understanding, but for the most part, And so, you know, a lot of buildup and resentment because I was so stressed came from that situation. So this is when the fight happened. So I would like to say again, this girl was on drugs, is on drugs, every drug you can think of. Well, she's tried every drug you can think of, but she really smoked weed constantly, shrooms, ketamine, different pills, etc. So, there was one day I came home, this was in May of this year, and she was late on rent. We had a letter on the door saying what we owed. And the thing about my housing department, if rent is late, you can't turn in like only half. You got to pay the full amount through money order. And so we had a letter on the door for the full amount. So it, I went, you know, when I got home from work, so I went in, saw the letter, and so I knocked on the door, and it was her friend, and her boyfriend. And I was like, hey, like, we have this letter on the door, this is how much you owe. She's like, no, I owe the whole amount. And I said, no, I'm not allowed to pay my half of rent without, you know, your half. We can't pay, you know, partial payments. So this is a full amount. And she just wanted to argue that that was her full amount. I don't know why she wanted to pay more money so badly when she could barely pay her half. But, you know, so me and her, I mean, we didn't go back and forth per se, but she was just whatever. And so then apparently also her and her friend and her boyfriend were having some type of argument. And so she was like telling her friend, oh, because at this point I like walked away to my own room, and she came and knocked on my door and she was like, you need to tell my friend she has to leave. I was like, girl, I give a fuck about your friend. I want the rent paid. Can you pay the rent, please? Please. And she's like, oh, tell her to leave because I don't want her here. I caught them doing stuff. She literally was laying in bed cuddling with them, and she got up to go do something, and they stayed in their places because they were all cuddling together. Not my business. And yeah, but I guess she just wanted to argue with her boyfriend because apparently that's something that she does frequently. And so I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Your boyfriend literally pays for you to live here, basically. So I can't, you know, I'm not going to kick him out. Again, also not my monkey, not my circus. So, you know, so she's like, oh, well, I'm leaving the apartment. And if she's not here by the time I'm gone, I'm not paying rent. What does your friend staying here in this apartment, like you didn't invite her here, have to do with you not wanting to pay rent? Threatening me? And so she's like, so she left, right? So mind you, she has no phone connection because she doesn't have money to pay her bill. Why are you grabbing my stuff? The cat. And so I really like this. And so I go and talk to her boyfriend or her friend. They're in the room, in her room, and at the door, and at her bedroom door, I'm like, hey guys, like, what's going on? Like, you know, she's saying that she's not gonna pay rent because you guys are still here, and she asked you to leave, yada yada yada. So they told me what happened, and at this point, like, we all know this girl is a liar. Like, we all know this girl's a liar. She's lying, she's making up things constantly. And so, you know, I get their side of the story, whatever. So I introduced myself to her friend, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm JayAnn, I'm sure you've heard about me. And so she's like, I've heard some stuff, but like the boyfriend has cleared up some things for me. And so, you know, she asked me questions, and I'm like, yeah, no, like, I'm not raising any prices. I'm not charging her, you know, extra or whatever. Like, these are things that she owes plus the late fee. And so like I was like, and she's like, yeah, he showed me proof or whatever. So, you know, she just asked me questions. I was like, I have no issues with her. I'm sure she's a cool person, but the fact that she is trying to live an adult life but doesn't want to take on adult responsibilities and is putting on everyone else is really stressing me. And I can't, like, I'm not the type of person, if you're stressing me out, I don't want to be buddy with you. I'm sorry. That's just how I am. I have always been like that. I was like that with my ex. You know, we were cool, he lived with me, and then once I was dealing with all the responsibilities and I was not getting any help, I was stressed, and all I wanted to do was sleep, and I didn't want to interact and be the best girlfriend that I know I could be. That's another story. So, so this is all on the same day, by the way. So she comes back in, my roommate, she comes back in, and she's like, you guys are talking shit about me in my room. Get out. Mind you, I'm standing at the door, and I'm like, nobody's talking shit, but okay. So we get out. And so we're in the living room, and so at this point we're just talking about books and school because they know I'm in school. Mind you, I have an exam this day, okay? That's really important, my final exam. So this is in May. Yeah, this is in May. So I have a final exam, so I'm supposed to be studying so I can go take my exam in the next hour or two. This is my cat Velvet. She's a little shithead. But yeah, so we're talking about books and the type of books that we like to read. We're just standing in the living room talking. And so then next point, we're just sitting down because at this point, like, my legs hurt. We're having a really long conversation. Why am I conversing with these people? I don't really know, but they are cool. Like, her boyfriend or her friend were cool. Like, they were cool people. So we're just talking, and so she leaves her room and comes out and she says something. And then as she was walking back in the room, and I was like, hey, like, you know, we still need to pay this by the end of the day or the next morning or whatever. I was like, we need to pay this. And she was like, no, I owe this much. The whole amount, which was like $1,800, $1,900. I was like, no, you don't. Half of the rent is mine. I cannot pay partial payments. So just give me your half. You only have to pay the $900 or $1,000 because, you know, rent was late. The rest I have. She didn't want to understand that. So she walks back in her room, and as she's slamming her door, she's screaming at me through the slam door, like the closed door. Mind you, I'm still on the floor of the living room. And so she's yelling in her room and she's saying things. So this one, I'm like, okay, she won't act up in front of her friend or her boyfriend, because when it's me and her, she's real sweet. Oh my God, so shy, so apologetic, because apparently I scare her. But now her friend and her boyfriend are here and she want to be all big and bad. So I was like, I said, I don't know who you're talking to, but if you got some shit to say, you can come out here and say it. I ain't scared. I'm not. So she's still yelling at us. I said, again, if you got some shit to say, you can come out here and say it to my face. Like, you're rah. I'm calm, I'm chill. Like, I'm not worried about you. I just want rent paid. So she comes out the room. Mind you, again, I'm sitting on the floor. She comes out the room and she's standing above me, looking down at me, going like this, talking. Mind you, this girl's white, okay? White and Mexican, but she's adopted, so she grew up white. She's talking down on me. Oh, baby, you lost your damn mind. Just because you are taller than me, even when I'm standing, because I'm 5'2", don't mean nothing. So I stood up. I said, first of all, I don't know who you're talking to. I'm just letting you know, simple math. I said, I know you didn't finish school, because I'm pissed at this point. I said, I know you didn't finish high school or whatever, and you can't understand basic common sense, but 800 plus 800 equals 1,600, plus the 200 late fee that you have, you only owe $1,070. I have the other $800. Dumbass. I said, do you need me to break it down for you again? I can get a piece of paper, a pen and paper. She getting in my face now. Take a step back, because I'm not gonna fight this bitch. I'm not gonna lay my hands on her, because I've always been told, do not put your hands on somebody first. You can defend yourself, don't put your hands on me first. That's how I was raised. So, okay. And I know I'm getting riled up because she's in my face again, hands in my face, and I'm not about that life. I will swing and call it a day. So I took a step back. She's getting hype. I'm still like smiling. I'm chill. I'm getting upset, but I'm chill. To her, I'm chill. And so she goes to walk away, and I'm like in the middle still trying to talk to her. Again, I'm still trying to talk to her calmly. I'm not yelling nothing. She's yelling in my face. I'm talking calmly. So she goes to walk in her room, and I had like I walked to the door and I was like, bro, like, I just want this paid. Like, what do we have to do for you to get this paid? Because I'm not trying to get evicted. Like, my family lives all the way in Texas. If I get evicted, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have 2 dogs. I also want to add, she has a cat, and oh, I want to add a couple things. She didn't have a fucking mattress. She slept on a mattress pad on the ground with no sheets on top. That thing was dirty. She stepped all over it with her shoes. She had a cat. She let the litter box build up for weeks. There was points that you would walk in the front door of the house that you could smell the litter box from her bedroom with the door closed. I have pictures and I'll add them. It was disgusting. Yeah, it was a mess. I hated it. The apartment smelled. She never cleaned. She made messes. She was eating all of my food that I was paying money for and then never purchased them again. But was quick to be like, you can have this, and be like, can I have the money for it? Like, that's how she was. So I had gone to the door, her bedroom door, as she was walking. I was like, bro, like, I just want to figure this out. Like, what can I do? What can I do to help you? Because I don't want to be evicted. My family's not here. And so she goes to slam the door in my face, and the way that I was positioned, because I mean, we were still talking with the door open, like she was responding back to me. She went to go slam the door in my face mid-sentence. So my foot was in the doorway because I was standing in her doorway talking to her, and it flew open, right? So I'm still talking, and I looked to her friend and her boyfriend, because they were still in the living room on the floor. I looked to her friend and her boyfriend to go say something. When I looked back, this bitch punched me in the fucking face. Mind you, glasses, nose ring, everything. I got everything on. Mind you, I had just done my braids the night before, okay? I was looking cute, hair tight as fuck. Punched me in the face. Now you've lost your mind. Now I'm gonna show you what the last name Lewis means. I'm gonna show you that I'm my daddy's daughter, okay? I beat the fuck out of this bitch. In her bedroom, on the floor. I would also like to add, her friend broke both of her legs, okay? So her friend's like crawling everywhere. I felt so bad for her. Friend's crawling everywhere. So she punches me in the face. I swing right back. My glasses flew. I swing right the fuck back. Now I'm on top of her, and I'm swinging. Bah, 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 bah. And she's sitting here pulling my hair, pinching me, biting me. So at this point, she's yanking my hair and biting me. So I grabbed her head and I boom, boom, boom against the ground. Because bitch, let me go. Why? You wanted to fight, right? You wanted to throw a punch. Fight like a real fight. Fight like a woman. Fight like a man, matter of fact. Don't pinch me. Don't pull my hair. Don't bite me. Throw punches. You stupid bitch. So we're still going at it. So I can hear her friend or her boyfriend cheering me on. Her friend and her boyfriend are cheering me on. Her boyfriend's like, well, I told her if she didn't stop, this was gonna happen. So I literally hear him say that as I'm fighting him. Mind you, at this point, I'm smiling to myself, but like, I know I can feel myself losing control because I feel like I'm still in control. Mind you, I have BPD, so my anger goes from 0 to 1,000, a million. And like, I try to have self-control when I'm angry, but like at this point, like she hit me in my face at that. Ain't no self-control at this point. So I'm trying to take some self-control. So her boyfriend's like, oh, you know, I've been told her this was gonna happen. She didn't stop messing with this girl. This girl's so nice. She keeps pushing her buttons. I told her this was gonna happen. Her friend is like, yeah, JayAnn, go JayAnn. She's recording, by the way. Her friend is recording her get her ass beat. So I'm on top of her, right? And she's like, get your fat ass off me. I said, this is the same fat ass that you said you liked. This is the same fat ass you was telling my ex that you thought I had a nice fat ass. This is the same fat ass you be telling me how cute I am every day. And I said, I'm fat, but I still pull more niggas and bitches than you. This hoe go say in front of her boyfriend, grab my phone, I'll show you how many guys and girls that I pull. In front of your boyfriend? Are you stupid? I literally was like, and you gonna say that in front of your boyfriend? You're proud of that? You're proud of that, you cheating hoe? And so at this point, I get off her. She won't let go, man. I'm getting off because I'm tired. I'm asthmatic. I'm tired. I want to get off. I'm over this. I'm losing control. And if I lose control, I don't know if I'm going to stop this unless somebody pull her off me, okay? Because I got a lot of pent-up anger. I haven't fought since like 7th, 8th grade, okay? I'm ready to get off. She don't want to let me go. This bitch is still holding onto my hair. I'm like, let me go. I said, Zach, her boyfriend, I said, come get your bitch off me. So her friend and her boyfriend are literally prying her fingers off me. And I'm like, let me go. She's like, I can't. I'm stuck. I said, you're not stuck. You're literally like this, yanking my hair. What do you mean? They're like, let go, Lily, let go. She's done. Let go, let go. So she won't let me go. I don't know. I'm flexible, but I don't know how I was this flexible this day. I lifted my foot and kicked this bitch in the face. Let me go. So finally, they pry her fingers off me, her bony ass, skinny ass fingers off me. So I get up. I look for my glasses. I said, y'all see my glasses? She's like, yeah. Her friend's like, yeah, here's your glasses. I said, okay, where's my phone? Her friend hands me my phone. I call 911 because the bitch got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. Now I gotta show my mother's side. Now I'm calling the cops. Even though I beat your ass, I'm still gonna call the cops. Call the cops. I don't know what's going on. They're like, okay, we're sending a unit to your apartment right now. Great, thank you. I will meet you outside. While we're waiting for the cops, her friend's like, I recorded it all on video. I said, say swear. I'm looking at the video. Bitch, it don't look good for me because I'm on top and I'll beat her ass. But, so watch the video. I'm Kiki King. Now I call my dad. I call my dad. My dad said, what's going on? I just fought this bitch. The police are on the way. My dad's like, what? I said, yes. Mind you, y'all, I still have an exam. In about an hour and a half at this point. So I'm still hyped in the kitchen. In the living room. I'm hyped. I'm like, oh, this bitch got me fucked up. She want to go again. And she's, how do you just get your ass beat? Not only are you still in the apartment, you're running your mouth in your bedroom with the door open. Oh, she just won because that fat ass bitch, she's ugly anyways. I said, please come out here and get whooped again. Please come out here so I can beat your motherfucking ass again. I said, you're already ugly, bitch. I'll make you even uglier. At this one, I'm pissed, okay? I'm hyped. So I said, what did I made some comment. I said, your mama didn't want you. Your adopted parents didn't want you. Your boyfriend barely wants you, but you're talking about me. Worry about yourself. Where are you gonna live? Worry about yourself. I'm going in. Her boyfriend or her friend, mind you, are near me. They're not even comforting their friend. They're near me. And I'm going in. And they're just baffled. Like, they're just cracking up. You know, and they're continuing to hype me up. Please don't keep hyping me up, bro. I'm pissed. I'm at this point, I'm losing a few screws. She hit me kind of hard that first punch. I was not expecting it. My glasses hit the corner of my eye. I'm not there. I'm not. So, police show up. Oh, and then not only did I call, and I called my ex too, because we were somewhat together at this point, still-ish, on and off. And I called him. I said, I beat that bitch's ass. Because he's out with his friend. He was like, what? I said, I beat that bitch's ass. He's like, you're lying. I said, this bitch had the nerve to fucking swing on me? Yeah, I beat her ass. I said, there's a video. He was like, babe. He's like, you're lying. I said, I'm dead ass. He said, I'm finna send you. I said, I'm finna send you this video right now. Because her friend had sent me the video. So I sent him the video. He's like, oh shit. He said, oh yeah, period. I said, yeah, because don't fuck with me. I'm hype. Again, y'all. 1, I haven't fought since 7th or 8th grade, okay? 2, this is a long time coming, okay? This is a long time coming. And 3, BPD, I'm upset. Okay, she really pushed me past my boundary. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter, but she made me one that day. So I met the cops outside. I told them the whole issue, and I told them what's going on. I told them, like, you know, what was the buildup. I told them that she's on drugs. They watched the video. All in all, they were like, oh, you know, if you decide to press charges, we gotta take you both down because it looks like you both were in the fight. So, well, you have 2 witnesses right here who said that she hit me first. They're like, well, she's biased witnesses. I'm gonna insert the clip of me fighting right now.
You fat ass bitch! You wanna fight, bitch? You wanna fight, huh?
I mean, that's not my issue.
Come get your bitch, bro. You poking me in the eye.
Then get the fuck off of me, fat ass.
Lose some goddamn weight. Guess what? I put more bitches and niggas.
Wait, let me get your
Do you want to
glasses.
see my phone? Don't give a fuck. You cheat on your boyfriend. Who wants
Lily,
to
let
be
go.
fucking fatter than them?
All right, we're done.
Lily, stop. Lily, let go of her hair.
Then get the
Lily, let go of her hair. Lily, let go of her fucking hair.
Then get the fuck out of my room.
Let go of her hair, dog. Let go of
my
her hair.
hand is tangled in it.
Then get
No, it's
out.
not. Let go of her fucking hair.
I literally can't. My finger is fucking tangled in it. Maybe you shouldn't grab here. That means you don't want to fucking fight, you stupid bitch. Holy shit. Fuck. Holy shit. You got my glasses?
Yeah, here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me my phone. Where's my phone?
I can't believe that just happened right now.
I just use one of your phones.
But I was like, bias witnesses, a witness is a witness. I want to press charges because when I looked, my nose ring was ripped out. I was bleeding. I had scratch marks and bite marks on me. Like, she was fine. She didn't have no type of marks on her except like a bruise or two. But me, my nose was bleeding. My nose ring was ripped out. It was bad. And so I was like, I don't have time for this. I have to go take an exam. I'm already late. So I went, took my exam. I was late, failed the exam, passed the class. But because at this point of the exam, I didn't take my Adderall. I was running on straight adrenaline. My anxiety was bad. I was so scared for my life. So when I look back over the video, y'all, there's knives all over the floor. Why? Because she used to slit her wrist with my knives. She used to threaten her boyfriend with my knives. I'm fighting this bitch. I don't even realize there's knives all over the floor. So later that week, her boyfriend calls me early in the morning, 7 a.m. on the dot. Why? I don't know. He's calling me on the dot. I said, what's up? He's like, do you know where Lily is? No, I don't give a fuck about that bitch. No, I don't know where she's at. What's going on? Basically, we got into an argument and she started tearing up my clothes in the car and ripping and like cutting my clothes with a knife that she had. And she threatened to stab me. And so I got out of the car, and when she tried to follow me, I ran back in the car and drove off, and I left her at McDonald's. I was like, then I got a call from Wellstar Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, stating this bitch is in the hospital. Okay, cool. She calls me from Afghanistan, and she's like, she was like, Zach and I got into an argument and I accidentally cut my arm. This bitch slit her arm from here, like this is her inner elbow right here. You can almost see bone. Like Zach sent me a picture of it. You can almost see bone. So Zach was like, oh, I think the cops are gonna be looking for me. I think she's telling people that I cut her because people are calling me, asking me why I did what I did. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna keep it out. If the cops come here, I'm gonna let them know what's going on. And I'm gonna let them know where you're at. So the cops come. 30 minutes later, boom, boom, boom. Open up, police. I said, oh my God. So I opened the door. I said, hi. They were like, are you JayAnMaelahni? Yeah. They're like, does Lily live here? Yeah. Does her boyfriend Zach stay here on occasion? They're like, okay, like, you know what's going on? I said, so what? So they're like, okay, we're looking for Zach. And I was like, well, he's not here. He called me, let me know. He called me to let me know he's gonna be at his mom's house. They're like, do you know what that is? I was like, no, I don't. They're like, can we look in your apartment? You know what? Be my guest. Maybe you'll find some drugs in here. Be my guest. They searched the whole apartment. Mind you, my best friend Kalila, asleep in bed. Asleep in bed the whole time they searched my apartment. She don't even know. She don't even know. These people went and ransacked my, not really. They went in my closet. They searched my room. They checked me in the bed. Everything. Could not find him. I told them, I'm gonna contact him, and they said they will be calling you guys. So I got their number and I gave it to him. I sent him a text. And so then he calls me a couple hours later. Like at that point, it was like 8 o'clock. So when he called me again, it was around noon. No, it was right before I went to work, actually. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock. And he's like, hey, can you meet me at the McDonald's near the apartment because the police are here? I said, okay. So I go and meet them. 3 cop cars, 2 undercover cop cars, detectives. Mind blown. What the fuck is going on? So I get there, make sure, he's safe to explain his side and everything like that. And so I talked to him. I let him know, hey, you know, this is what happened earlier this week. They're constantly fighting. She's constantly hitting him. I have voice recordings, video messages that he has sent me for proof the day that he wants to go to court over this stuff. Like, I promise you, he's not 100% the issue. I said I 100% believe that she cut herself. I do believe, I said he's not that type of person. And I let them know, and they're like, well, first off, they should have taken her to court. I mean, they should have taken her to jail. And when you asked to press charges, he's like, even though in the video you were on top of her, you had 2 witnesses that said that she hit you first. That's 1. 2, you were the only one bleeding with cuts on you. They should have taken her and booked her. They should not have tried to say that they were going to book both of you guys. And they were like, so I apologize for that. They were like, do you still want to press charges? I said, I want to go home. I have to go to work. So I go to work. Did I go to work that day? No, I had left Wellstar at this point. I went somewhere else. I don't know where I went. But so that was a Thursday. They admitted her into psych at the hospital I used to work at. I was like, she's not leaving for the weekend because they don't discharge patients on the weekend. And so in that meantime, because she had did that to herself and stabbed herself, I was like, it's time for me to get out. My dad was like, find somewhere else to go. So I started looking for an apartment. Bada bing, bada boom. In 5 days, I found an apartment and I moved out, and she never knew because she was stuck in psych. And like, she was calling me every day. Oh, I can't get a hold of Zach. I can't get a hold of this. Her friends are calling me. Oh, like, do you think you can bring her clothes? Do you think you can bring her glasses? Because her eyes hurt. Your boyfriend has your glasses. I'm not bothering your boyfriend because he's trying to get away himself. He was like, can you unlock the apartment for me so I can get all my stuff? And then I'm going to take her cat because, you know, I'm not taking care of the cat, especially now that I'm moving out. I thought about taking the cat with me because she treats that cat so horribly, but I was like, I don't want to have to wash that cat. I don't know what diseases that cat has, to be honest. So I moved out, and so housing knew I moved out, but I still needed my name removed from the lease. Mind you, I paid my rent. I still needed no, I didn't pay the rent. Yeah, I did. For May, I did pay rent. I was like, I still needed to have my name removed from the lease, and she needed to sign to be able to remove my name from the lease. I thought that was gonna be an issue. So then 7 days later, from the day that the police were called over the situation, like the detectives and stuff, she was released from psych. So she didn't have any phone connection. I took the internet box with me, so she didn't have no internet, nothing. So one day I'm at my new apartment and I get a call, hey, do you think you could come down to the leasing office? I said, what's going on? They're like, well, we have Lily here. Hello, friend. Well, they were like, oh, well, we have Lily here, and she's saying that you cut off all the electricity and stuff. I was like, I'll be there in 5 minutes, because I'm only like 7-8 minutes away from my old apartment. So I head down there and so Lily's there, stitched up brand new, big ass scar on her arm. Mind you, her boyfriend had visited her once when she was in the hospital, so he sent me a picture of what it looks like. Gnarly. It was gnarly. It was bad. It was deep. Like, it was bad. But she's, you know, stitched up, whatever. And she was like, I don't know, looked like in like semi-business attire. I was like, well, she's getting all nice for it, because it's not, baby, I'm not staying. And so I guess she realized I had moved all my stuff at the apartment. And so they were like, oh, you know, all the electricity and stuff is cut off. I said, it wasn't paid. She hasn't paid the electricity in 2 months. So that's what happens when you don't pay. I already paid my half. They're like, okay, what about the light bill or the power? I said, same thing with that. She's gonna have to turn the water and the electricity on her own. I shut it off. And the Wi-Fi as well. She's like, did you take the Wi-Fi box? I said, yes. She's like, how am I supposed to do whatever, like work and stuff? I said, I don't know what to tell you. This is mine, it's under my name, and you haven't paid a dime for it. And so I had the leasing office, they ended up having her and I signed that she would be removing me from the lease and I would be getting my last couple of things. And it was, so I went to go back to visit the apartment like a week and a half later because I had to go get something that I left, and I was missing some mail and I couldn't find it in the mailbox. I unlocked the door, and when I walked in, first of all, there's no electricity, no water still. She had moved her drug dealer into the apartment. It smelled like death in there. It was horrid, okay? After that, I didn't care. Her and her boyfriend were done. He checked on me like occasionally. Still to this day, he'll check on me occasionally. but we haven't heard from her. And so I think back in July, it was July or August, I got a call from the leasing office. I was like, hello, this is JayAnn. They're like, hey, JayAnn, it's so-and-so. And I was like, oh my God, hey, like, you know, because these are my people. Like, they were cool. They're like, hey, do you know if Lily is still living in that apartment by any chance? I was like, no, I don't. They're like, yeah, she hasn't paid rent in like 2 months, and we put multiple eviction letters on the door, but nobody's been answering, and there's no water or power going through. But, you know, we haven't been able to get the apartment door open because apparently she changed the locks because she said she was gonna change the locks after me. Or they just didn't have a key or something like that. And I was like, no, I don't know. They're like, okay, thank you. We're just gonna go ahead and get rid of everything in the apartment. I said, okay, well, you have a good rest of your day. So, mind you, this bitch owes me $300 still, but obviously I'm not getting it. So yeah. That is the story time on how I fought my roommate. It was an interesting experience. I don't think I'll ever live with anyone again besides my best friend or somebody I'm really close with and I already know how they live. If you're in Atlanta, please be careful about who you room with. Please. People are crazy. People are absolutely crazy. Drugs, knives, abusive, manipulative, everything. Please be careful. It's scary out here. I did not believe people. I did not think I would be the one that would have a story like this. It's scary. And you know the thing is, my parents warned me about this, and my dad was like, he's like, I feared for your life every single day. He's like, I was genuinely scared for you. And on top of that, my dad had like seen some TikTok video or some on Facebook about how this girl was stabbed like 31 times by her roommate out of nowhere. Was stabbed by her roommate out of nowhere 31 times, and thankfully she lived, but like she almost didn't. So like my dad was like instilling that, like he was like, you know, I keep seeing these stories. I was like, sir, you're not helping me, you're giving me more anxiety. But yeah, no, I know it's hard out here. You know, rent and everything is so expensive nowadays. Please know who you're moving in with. Be careful. And if you're in the suburban areas, still be careful, because some people think that I lived in a suburb. I'm in Marietta, Georgia. Like, I'm 20 minutes from Atlanta. I'm near Kennesaw. It's bad. Please be careful. Do research. See the place you're living with. Make sure you really take your time to get to know the people you're about to live with, because it's scary. These people are scary. They don't care about your life. They don't. So this is the end of this video. I hope y'all like my makeup because it eats. Okay, it eats. And yeah, so stay tuned for more videos because I got this camera now, even though it's dead. I got this camera now, so we about to eat up, okay? I'm trying to get a little TikTok famous, a little YouTube famous, a little Instagram famous, but you know. So I hope you guys stay blessed, stay safe, stay happy. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you want more story times, let me know. Give me some ideas. I mean, I have a lot of story times, but if you guys want to hear anything specific, if you guys want me to do videos on certain things, whether it's my hair, more detailed makeup, whatever, let me know and I will do that. But other than that, follow my social media. Have a good day and love y'all. Bye.